Okay, well, I hope that you're having good luck with your New Year's resolutions, especially if it pertains to weight loss. What I'm going to be doing this February is I'm calling it a fast February. So, because I'm into weightlifting, what I'm doing is called a cut, and a little bit different. Fast is where you're just going after calories, and a cut is where you're going after the calories, trying to get a deficit, but you're kind of trying to maintain your protein level so you don't lose too much muscle mass. So that's what I'm going to be doing, but it's essentially the same thing. So the foods that I plan on eating this February are sweet potatoes. Um, I think they're 10 to 12 ounce bags of broccoli florets, uh, and I steam them. Protein shakes. Now I make mine with fruit and spinach, beans, eggs, maybe on some days, yogurt, and I'm going to try to drink green tea daily. This stuff is great at controlling your appetite, and it comes in decaffeinated, and then you can get caffeinated if you don't want to do coffee. I do black coffee in the morning, but if you don't want to, then that's an option, and that's also better for your teeth. So you might want to try it, and you get used to it. After drinking green tea a while, it's not that bad. You get used to it. So here's an example of how one of my days might look like. So for breakfast, I usually have a protein bar. So it's about 150 to 200 calories, and then a yogurt, and that's about 80 to 150 calories, and a banana, which is about 100 calories. And we're looking at a minimum of 30 grams of protein for breakfast. For lunch, I usually have a protein bar or a shake. That's usually between 150 to 250 calories, depending on which one I eat, and it can be between 20 to 40 grams of protein. This is one of the ones I really like right now. It's about 180 calories and 40 grams of protein, and it doesn't even have 1 gram of sugar. Now it has 4 grams of carbs, but it's made using whey, not soy, and that's really important. So I really like that. The taste, I'll probably have to do a review on that, but it tastes good, especially for 40 grams of protein. Really easy. And so back to this for dinner, I try to have steamed broccoli, so that's about 100 calories. When I eat sweet potatoes, I usually eat two at a time. Sometimes I might eat lentils. Now, I usually eat a third of a pound of lentils when I eat them. That's about 500 calories worth, and you only absorb half of that, so that's about 250 calories. And they're real filling, and they really help clean you out too. So you get your protein and add some rice to that, and now you're getting a complete protein. And along with the other things, and you can really have a decent amount of food at a nice caloric deficit. So, but for this example, I'm going with two sweet potatoes. That's about 300 calories, roughly 6 grams of protein, and a protein shake at about 300 calories and about 30 grams of protein. So for this day, I'm looking at 1,350 calories for 100 grams of protein. This is just what's planned. And then for 180 calories, I can bump it up another 40 grams, and I'm near what I would need and not too far off. I mean, it probably wouldn't affect much if I only ate that. So that's roughly 1,500 calories, and I can get all my protein needs and be on a nice cut getting ready for summer. February is one of the best months to start this because we're still getting used to our resolutions, and summer is going to sneak up on us fast. But what's nice is if you're into weightlifting, you start cutting in February. Now you have time to rebulk some of the muscle if you lose any, or you have time to cut a little longer if you need to. And if you're just trying to lose weight, now's a great time to start and get yourself ready for the summer. And start now before people can really notice, because you're still wearing a lot of clothes. It'll really make you feel better. Because I know when I started losing weight, it was rough. Last February, I was struggling to get below 180 pounds. Now, I originally started at 275, but at last February, it was about 180. And I was able to blow past that in February alone and get into the 160s. So I really did good that month, and I'm trying to do good again this month. Now, this month is more of just trying to get off what's left, but I'm going to try as hard as I can. Another thing is snacks. Now, you want to make sure that it's going to work into your caloric deficit to have any of these. But here's something I like is to snack on is rice cakes. I like the sweet ones. They're not that bad. One of them is about 50 calories, and you have about 3 grams of sugar or 11 grams of carbs. I mean, it's not something that you're going to want to have a lot of. You don't want to sit down and eat them all. But if you only have one or maybe two in the day, and you're working that in with your other foods that you're eating and trying to maintain a nice deficit, then it should work out just fine. Another reason to do this for an entire month is so that you have time to progressively get better at it. And by the end of the month, if you really are trying to stick to it, then it's not going to be that much of an issue, or at least not as much as when you started the month. How I did this last February, and anytime I do a cut, how I usually do it is I will continue eating the food that I already bought. I don't just throw it away, and I don't go on a binge. I'll just kind of eat it and try to maybe start eating a little less of it to start easing my way into the deficit. And then I just don't buy anymore. I only buy what's on the list that I've already looked over, and I just stick to it. I'm not saying that it's super easy, but it is definitely doable. So I hope everyone can figure out what works for them, and hopefully able to achieve some of your goals and maintain your New Year's resolution.